Hey you guys, I want to come to you today for a small little message. Um, I want to talk about shadow work and going into spirituality. I know a lot of people talk about spirituality and it's almost like religion, but the difference between spirituality and religion is you're depending on God to come and save you, right? Spirituality is you are using the gifts and the tools God gave you in order to save yourself, right? Okay. So when it comes to being spiritual and doing your shadow work and all this other stuff, it's a lot of phases that you go through that no one like you very hear anyone talk about. Like they talk about shadow work and they talk about how you need to do it and this and that, but they don't tell you like literally like how it feels in order to do shadow work, right? Okay, so real quick, shadow work is facing your fears, basically. It's facing your fears, it's going directly, not around it, not behind it. It is going directly to the traumas that you faced in your life as an adult, as a little girl, as a little boy, whatever you figure that happened in your life that turned you into the person that you are today. That is doing shadow work. And for a lot of people, that shadow work is scary. They've been through a lot of shit. They've been traumatized in this particular life. They have been through a lot. So, what do you mean I have to go back? That doesn't make any sense. I'm fine where I'm at. But a lot of times people don't know. It's not the point that you're fine. It's just that you are in survival mode. And I talked about survival mode before, but it's like you're in survival mode because you done had coping mechanisms to handle the traumas that you went through in your life. And those coping mechanisms has become your new normal, has become your routine, has become, the crutch that you hold on to in order not to face your traumas. But what people have to realize is they believe those coping mechanisms is who they are genuinely, and it's not. It's not. And a coping mechanism can be anything, right? A coping mechanism could be drugs, it could be food, it could be cigarettes, it could be weed, it could be wine, it could be people, it could be places, like anything that you do on the regular that stops you from going to the truth of yourself, that stops you from getting to the truth of your true being. That is, it could be work for some people, sex for other people. That is a coping mechanism, right? And once you're dealing with shadow work, you understand that those coping mechanisms are stopping you from being your greatness, are stopping you from being your genuine person, standing in your own personal light. Like I said, a lot of times people get stuck and they like, well, this is my life. Or well, this is it. Well, nothing's gonna change. Yeah, your life could change. It has the ability to change. And the only one that can change your life is you. A lot of times we feel like, oh, it's too late. Oh, I'm too old. Oh, I have this to do. I have that to do. But what I want people to realize is if you aren't living in your genuine space of yourself, if you aren't living in your genuine truth, you are hiding yourself from your greatness. You are hiding yourself from your greatness. And in shadow work, you have to sort through that stuff in order for you to get to the other side. And the other side looks different from what you came from. And that's another thing with shadow work. With shadow work, sometimes you have to, it's like you have to put the bad pieces of yourself. It's like you literally have to mourn like an old version of yourself. Because those things that you used to do, it doesn't serve you anymore. The stuff you used to watch, the things you used to pay attention to, that it does not serve you anymore. You have to lay that to rest. You have to mourn those things. And sometimes that gets pretty difficult because, like I said, you end up fooling yourself to think, oh, this is me. Oh, this is what I do. Oh, no, this is. But I'm here to tell you, if you are doing something, this is anybody. This is anybody. If you are doing something on the regular and you are not reaping any benefits from it, when I mean benefits, I'm not talking about monetary gain, even though that is a benefit within this realm. Excuse me. If you aren't reaping any benefits from it, now this benefit could be if you're not learning any knowledge, if you not feeling, better than you felt before you left home, if you are in the same coping mechanism cycle and there is no progression, there is no enlightenment, there is nothing that take you to a next step. Like it's nothing that take you to a higher you. Like it could be something minor. It could be something someone tell you. It could be knowledge. It could be you seeing somebody in their light and you're like, damn, like they doing it. Like, like, oh, I need to see what they doing. Like something that makes your brain spark and be like, okay, well they got it. Well shoot. Let me see. If you keep on going in places where everybody's doing the same thing, you're doing the same thing, year after year after year after year after year after year after year, you're basically living in your coping mechanisms. And I'm sorry, like I understand that cycle because I've been there, right? And a lot of times people in that cycle, they don't mind being in that cycle, right? But what people have to understand, you get a feeling if you're in that cycle, whether you want to believe it or not. You get a feeling when it comes to you doing things that you used to do. You go in places where you used to go. You going to these clubs. You getting drunk. You meeting all these people. You going on dates and having sex with all these people, or you drinking all the time, or you going to eat all this good food. It comes to a point where you probably can't put your mind on it or your finger on it, but there is something that's inside of you that says, I don't know, this, like, isn't it? Can I get more? Like that this has to be more out there. It comes to a point. A lot of times people don't want to tell you that because they be like, "Oh, I'm feeling down," or, but you're not having these feelings. Excuse me, airplanes is passing by. You're not having these feelings and these emotions for nothing, right? A lot of times people just pass on what they feel and their emotions and be like, oh, well, I'm just feeling down. But why, though? Those emotions and those feelings, or you feeling down, or you feeling something ain't right, or, you want to change your course, but you don't know. Those feelings are coming somewhere. Those feelings in our emotions are triggers. A lot of times people feel like, oh, well, I have a headache. Oh, no, nothing wrong with me, girl. I have a headache. Or you've been having a headache all week. Or you've been having a headache for 2 weeks. Or you've been feeling down. Or you're like, oh, I don't know. It's a reason there. It's a reason there. Your body is alarming you. Your body is saying, ding, 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 something ain't right. Ding, 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 ding. I need you to pay attention to something. It's something that I need that you're not giving me. Ding, 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 ding. Our body gives us alarms. But if we stay in this coping mechanism cycle, we are unable to hear those alarms. And those alarms, if we want to be religious, those alarms are God's signals. We're not just getting these, not even religious, but we're not just getting these signals and these emotions and how we feel on the inside for nothing. And you ignore them, you are ignoring these signals, and then all of a sudden something bad happens, and then it's like, oh, it's World War III. Like, no, you have been getting these signals for a long time, but people believe that this is just the norm. You know, it's a norm for people to feel depressed, or it's a norm for people. It's something that you're doing, or it's something that you haven't unpacked yet. That you tell yourself that it's okay, but your body is telling you that it's not. Your mind is telling you that it is not. So when it comes to shadow work, you have to deal with the things that you're telling yourself that it's okay. You have to deal with those things. Because whether people believe it or not, people like to say a lot of words. People like to say a lot of shit and don't really know the meanings of the words that they're talking about, don't even comprehend the true meaning of this particular word. You can't tell me you don't care. That's easy for someone to say, oh, I don't care. Oh, I don't care. I don't care. You can't tell me you don't care and you're depressed. That is impossible. It is impossible for you not to care, because if you really did not care, you wouldn't be depressed. It wouldn't be nothing in you to make you feel like, oh my God, I'm down. Oh my God, I'm so drained. I don't want to get out of bed. Oh, I just don't feel like talking to anybody. This is not to go against anybody who feels this way, because I know depression is hard for a lot of people to get out of. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is be clear and listen to the things and feel what you're going through instead of pretending like it's not there. That's just like people talk about the elephant in the room. Let's say you got an elephant in your living room. And all this time you've been able to avoid this elephant. But you know it's there. You see it, you smell it, but you gonna pretend that it's not there because it's like hell to get this elephant up out your house. So what you do? You keep on acting like everything is okay, and then at the end, the elephant sit on you or step on your foot, and then it's like, oh, I can't believe, oh my God, what happened? Oh, you had an elephant in there. What did you expect was going to come out of that? And that's what I need people to understand, right? So back to shadow work. When you're doing your shadow work, you have to face that elephant. You have to face the bones that's in your closet. You have to face the things that ails you, that you're telling yourself that it's not. You have to face all those things in order for you to get to the other side. And a lot of people are scared to get to the other side because they don't know what the other side looks like. They don't know what the other side look like. They have been on a coping mechanism, a survival tactic for years, on years, on decades. And I'm scared to let this part that I've been doing for so long go. I don't know what's next door. Like, I don't know what's on the other side. But if what you're holding on to isn't taking you to the greatest level of yourself, then why are you holding on to it? Why? Like, even people in relationships, everybody isn't perfect. People don't have perfect relationships. There are things that people go through inside of their relationship. But within your relationship, it has to be a piece. It has to be a part of your relationship where you feel like you have grown to be a better person, to be a better lover, to be a better listener, to, your partner telling you some stuff that you didn't have no knowledge of, or them enlightening you, or you enlightening them, and you're healing. That is the true mechanism of relationship. Fuck all these vacations and you bought me a Louis truck or whatever it is. I don't know about none of that stuff. Bought me a Maybach and all this other stuff, and all that stuff is fine. Like, it's fine. I mean, it's beautiful. I mean, you can enjoy it. We live in here. You're supposed to have luxury. Whatever you think luxury is, you're supposed to have whatever you want, right? But is that those things are coming from like a genuine place, like someone is actually helping you and assisting you and really loving on you the way that you need to be loved. Those things don't mean nothing either. Those things don't mean nothing either. So when it comes to shadow work, there are a lot of things that you had to let go of, that you've been holding on to for years. And then it's like you have to get to a point where you even know that you're holding on to it. Because at first you're not gonna know where to start. You're not gonna know where to start the shadow work. Like, you're just gonna be like, well, shit, I don't know. But you literally have to go inside of you, and you have to stop fooling yourself. You have to stop lying. That's one thing. People be saying, oh, I don't lie, I lie, I lie. One thing I know for sure, the one thing that people do a lot is lie to themselves. They lie to themselves to keep themselves safe. They lie to themselves to make it seem like they're okay. They lie to themselves to make it seem like everything is fine. They lie to themselves. You have to stop lying to yourself. You have to stop lying. You have to put everything out on the table and see what it is for what it is. That's hard. That's hard. That's hard for you to be friends for 20 some years, 25 years, 30 years with a person. And all of a sudden you look at this friendship and be like, damn, I've been friends with this person. I've been letting on them as my friend, but they're not even in the right space, and they like to even really fuck with me the way that I fuck with them. That's some hard shit to swallow. That's some hard shit. That's some hard shit to do. Or if you in a relationship and you living on this person and you put everything out on the table, and let's be clear, it's not these other people's fault, but a lot of times we get stuck on what was, right? Oh, they was my friend. Oh, we did have a good relationship. Oh, well, whatever the case is, but you have to understand a lot of those times you have to let that shit go. It is what it is. It is what it is, and it ain't what it ain't. It is what it is. And a lot of times, people that's holding on to stuff, they're trying to still hold on what they used to. They hold on what they know, or they hold on because of the history. But if the story don't make any sense, if your story of history does not make any sense, the history does not mean shit. It doesn't mean shit. You're holding on to nothing. Because when you look at the history, the only thing you see is you are the active dominator. You are the active ingredient in this history. And that is not a good form of relationship. All relationships, platonic, sexual relationships, it has to be two people pouring into the relationship. It has to be. It has to be. Because if it's not in those relationships, that's why you get drained. That's how you feel like it's too much on your back. That's how you ended up feeling like, oh my God, it seems like I'm doing all this and I'm not getting anything back because the person isn't in the place to give you what you need at that time. And that's okay. But us as adults and us going on to find the true genuineness of ourselves, you have to let that go. You have to let it go. You have to let that go. No matter how long you've been on them, no matter how much you think you love them at one point, it is exactly what it is. It is exactly what it is. In order for you to get to the other side. And that's the whole part of shadow work. Like when I say it's a mourning process you have to go through, that's some real shit. That's some real shit. Because I have love for some people that I will never talk to again in life. Never. Never. And there ain't nothing against them. I just know now that I'm not going to put myself in spaces where it does not benefit me. And I'm not talking about monetary spaces. I'm not putting myself in spaces where it does not benefit me. And I know now, if you are in a space in life where you are lying to yourself, you're using coping mechanisms to live, you are in denial, you're not coming to grips with what happened to you in the past, there is no way in the world that you are able to give me the same love and the same respect I can give to you. There's no way. And it's like I said, there's nothing against these people. There is no way. I know that. And the reason why I know that is because you can't give it to yourself. Because if you can give that same love and respect that I need you to give to me, you wouldn't be in the situation that you're in today. You wouldn't be lying to yourself today. You will not be having needing coping mechanisms in order to survive today. And I know that. And I'm okay with that. But back then I was, when it, like I said, it's a process. So when you're going through this certain process, your feelings get hurt because you're feeling like, damn, I don't love this person. Like I done did good to this person. Like I done been a true friend to this person. Like why would they do this to me? I can't believe. Well, why? But what? But then you have to really look back. Like really, after all those years that you knew these people, friends, relationships, whatever. After all those years that you knew these people, were these people really in a position to give you what you gave them? Really? Like, really? Didn't these people always struggle with emotions? Didn't these people always struggle with relationships? Didn't these people always have something going on? That isn't by coincidence. Whatever you put in, you're going to get out. Whatever you put in, you're going to get out. So these people putting in confusion, delusion, depression, and you think you're going to get a great friend and a great lover up out of that? It does not make sense. It does not add up when they say the math ain't mathing. Okay? The math ain't mathing. But like I said, we get stuck telling ourselves lies. And when you're doing shadow work, and you're on the road to spirituality, you have to digest every little person in your life. Because a lot of times people say, oh no, don't worry about it, just pray on it. Y'all know what that saying is. Oh girl, just pray it out. Just pray on it. Oh no, all you gotta do is pray about that girl. No, no, no. That's that. When it comes to spirituality, you can't just pray about that. You're gonna have to do something about that. You're gonna have to put in some work about that. Even in religion, they say what uh, faith without works is dead. We literally have people praying, trying to pray what they feel away or what they're going through away. It's not about the prayer. So people have to understand when it comes to God, God put us in these situations so it can be difficult, so we can understand that this is difficult and I need to move on for this situation. But what makes it hard is we try to make ourselves comfortable in a situation we shouldn't even fucking be in. That's why it's so difficult. It's like you a triangle trying to fit yourself in a, and you a triangle trying to fit yourself in an octagon space. It's impossible. You a size 10 trying to fit your, just imagine. You a size 10 trying to fit yourself in a size 2. Or you a size 20 trying to fit yourself in a size 10. When you do that, what's going to happen? You're going to have some clothing malfunctions. There are going to be some disasters. And you're going to be looking crazy out here naked on the street because the clothes just going to rip the fuck open. They're going to tear the fuck apart. It's the same shit. It's the same thing. I need y'all to be clear. It is the exact same thing. It's the same thing. So that's why a lot of times it gets difficult and you feel like, why does it feel like it just getting harder and harder? Because you're not moving, boo. You're not moving. It's hard for a reason. It's hard because God telling you you're not supposed to be there. Spirit is telling you you're not supposed to be there. Yes, it's going to be hard. Yes, it's going to be, you're going to be drained to the point where you don't feel like you deserve anything and you don't want to do nothing and you don't want to see nobody. Yes, that's what's supposed to happen because you're supposed to move from this space. That's why I'm saying a lot of us lie to ourselves when it comes to shit like that. And then you pray, you're like, well, my prayers ain't work. They are. They are working. But what you doing, you're not working. You're not the one putting in the work. Because the prayers is working. What people have to understand when they pray or when you manifest or whatever you want to say, right? To me, I believe it's the same thing. When you pray, when you start manifesting, right? It's not like, you pray for peace and all of a sudden it's just going to get quiet. Or you pray for, or you manifest peace and all of a sudden it's going to get quiet. And then you be like, oh, thank you. I'm so glad you just put this peace in I prayed for it. Thank you. No, I'm sorry, but it does not work like that. It don't work like that. When you pray for peace or you manifest peace, it's going to be something that you didn't notice before, that's always been there, that you didn't notice before because you done set the intentions out. This is not what the hell I want. This is not what the fuck I want. You done set these intentions out. You done prayed about it. You done manifest about it. You done set your intentions for what you want in your life. You done set these intentions out. Now, it is something that happens on the daily in your area. But that moment that you see something and it makes you uncomfortable in that moment,